with the NGO sector, I again recall my association with a wonderful organization as it was then. I am not too sure how it is doing now. I remember in 1982 when I joined the IAS, we were taken on Bharat Darshan. And as you know, Bharat Darshan, we are taken almost through half of the country, the east, west, north, south, and it was in the western part of western part of India, that is Rajasthan. I visited along with many other officers in 1982, must have been December, Tilonia. I don't know how many of you have heard of Tilonia. And it was there was a wonderful NGO. It's also called Tilonia some center, and it was run by a great activist called Bankar Roy. Some of you might have heard about him. He is also husband of Aruna Roy, who was till recently the member of the National Advisory Council. And Aruna Roy was also a member of the IAS. Later she quit IAS to join the voluntary movement. And in Tilonia, they showed us around, and we saw wonderful crafts, wonderful Rajasthan, crafts which they are famous for, and on display. And lots of people, tourists in the Pushkar area, and tourists to Rajasthan used to visit the Tilonia Center to buy things, to buy products made by the local villagers. And Mr. Bankar Roy used to use his knowledge and also the resources which were available to that Tilonia Center to even have these sales conducted abroad, have exhibitions conducted abroad for the products to be sold. And therefore the producers of those wonderful Rajasthan art products used to get good market and good price. And it was not only, the sales were not only conducted in India at different places, but also abroad. That was a brief brush with the power of the non-governmental sector, the power of the voluntary bodies. And I remember we heard at that time that the Katputli workers, because Rajasthan was very famous, is still famous for the Katputli shows. The Katputli shows also, which otherwise used to be the street shows, were taken to Paris, France, and Katputli shows were organized in France and later I think in America and United Kingdom and other places. So therefore, that was a promotional activity conducted by an NGO to the local artists, the local skilled persons whose skill was otherwise not getting the kind of returns that that particular skill deserved. Later, many years later, in 1988, I was Deputy Commissioner of a district in Jammu and Kashmir. I am from that cadre. And Mr. Sundarlal Bahuguna visited my district.